J'ai un petit papier, on a dit, we do it outside.
It's great. I mean, it's very new fashion. It's always one of the pleasures of coming to see Sarah's shows for Alexander McQueen. And the more she does it, the more you see the codes, but you see her own hand. Inspired by her personal collection of going to Japan, and I always think that any designer that's obsessed with Japan, it generally turns out to be a good one, and to go there and take those ideas and project them into a show is great. To do it in front of those Mark Quinn bronze white painted statues, I thought took it to another level, because there was a threatening quality about the orchids, which, you know, blown up you see, so they are threatening looking flower, and that incorporated into the slight sense of menace that there's always in a McQueen show, that there's the dark side, the perversity, the bondage, and to balance the two made it a great show.
Sarah Burton has done an amazing job of taking the heritage of the Alexander McQueen house and bringing a certain kind of lightness and femininity to it. You know, I think she designs as a woman. She is a woman that comes through in her work, and I just think she's doing a phenomenal job.
Not surprisingly, Sarah, I think, paid tribute to Alexander for, many, many seasons. And I think that she's fully inhabited his spirit in the most wonderful of ways. And I think there are no other designers really designing at the exquisite level that her imagination is taking the line. It still feels very much McQueen to me, and I think it always will. I do think that there's a little more femininity to what she's doing, but I always think of Alexander when I see the show, so, he'll never be forgotten. Not in Sarah's hands.
Such a pleasure, such beautiful clothes, such beautiful mise en scène. I just appreciated it so much. It was gorgeous.
Exquisite.
I expect to see theatrics, drama, something intense, something moving, as a McQueen show should be. But what's interesting about McQueen under Sarah's reign, as it were, is that she brings a feminine softness to it. There was a rigor when McQueen was doing it, when Lee was doing it, that you don't see so much. You can actually think that maybe the models can breathe in the clothing that you couldn't do maybe in the era of Lee himself. So dramatic, yes. Incredible craftsmanship, yes. But maybe a bit more of a feminine touch, a bit more breathable clothing.
Sarah's been now doing it for quite a few seasons, and every time I think she manages to kind of infiltrate her own sensibility more and more. She worked very closely with Lee, obviously, so she's kept a lot of the core of what his design sensibility is, but she's added so much more, I think, femininity to it. perhaps slightly more optimistic feeling in terms of sort of the colours, often the textures, the general staging of the show. It's not such a dark vision of fashion as I think sometimes he had. And obviously her shows are one thing, but actually the collections as a whole, you can just see now how many women in public life are wearing McQueen. So she's really designing clothes that women feel very comfortable being in, and particularly for kind of public occasions.
It was very strong, you know, the most incredible research into textiles and embellishment. I mean, each piece is so special and extraordinary and strange, and yeah, it was kind of incredible adventure. I think what she's done is really extraordinary because she's been very, very true to the DNA, but she's brought obviously a more feminine edge filtered through her own sensibility, and I think it's been a really happy welding of ideas. And of course she was so close to Lee and so fundamental to his process, and really, really understood and worked in the same way with that incredible research. And so I think she's done an extraordinary job for the house, really.